Hi there. Welcome to Live with Heidi Mine. Real quick, this is your 1 to 2 minute warning. Just had a kid walk into the garage, so that distracted me a little. I'm going to check that the live is up on Facebook and YouTube, so grab your favorite drink and we will get started. So let me check. Let me check what's going on. Oh, let's turn that down. Okay. I have that. I've got YouTube all up and ready to go. And all right, I've got volume on Facebook. There we go. And now I have chat on Facebook. So now I can see all the chats, I think. Let's hope that that these update properly because our internet's been a little weird today. So here we go. Hi, how are you? I'm Heidi. I am a work-at-home handmade business owner at HeidiMine.com, as well as a homeschool mom of an 11-year-old and 13-year-old girls. How do I say that right? I need to figure that out because it doesn't sound right in my head. Of 11-year-old and 11-year-old and 13-year-old girls. I think that's right. I go live here on Facebook and YouTube on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific. During the live, I share about things going on in my business, homeschooling, and our personal lives. Be sure to follow on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube to get notifications when I post videos or go live. And feel free to like or hit the thumbs up button, as this helps people just like you see the videos and come hang out. It really threw me when she opened that door because, like, once I close the door, they normally don't come talk to me. So I'm all distracted. If you are joining me live today, please comment with #live. If you are watching on the replay, comment with #replay. This helps me know when people are watching and if I need to change up my times, which we all know I've done that a couple times this year and even changed the date, the day of the week. I'm having some allergy stuff going on today. I did work outside today and tis the season, so I apologize. My eyes are a little itchy, my nose is a little stuffy, but we will make it through. If you aren't already subscribed, be sure to check the pinned link to sign up for the email list for updates about sneezes. Excuse me. I think I sneeze like every video now. And there might be more coming, so we'll see. The email list for product updates, blah. Excuse me. I'm just going to keep getting distracted now. Updates about new products, blog posts, sales, and other fun things going on. All right, let's see if I can function tonight through the live. I don't know if I'm going to go the full hour. I think sometimes I just talk extra because, you know, I work at home and I homeschool and I don't get out enough. But I've been getting out a lot lately, so maybe I've talked myself out. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how it rolls. So, and also because home updates, we're going to start with those. I got a lot done today and I am just exhausted, to be perfectly honest. I got some help today and I got rid of the cardboard in my side yard and on my porch. I'm really bad about cardboard. I don't know how it is in other states. Or even other counties in California. Here in California, they like us to separate our trash. I wanted to make a joke about segregation, but I'm not going to go there tonight. So we have a trash can for green waste. We have a trash can for recycling, and we have a trash can just for trash. and I'm super, super cheap. And in our city, we can have different size trash cans. So like recycling and green waste, those are really big cans. But my garbage can is like the smallest size that you can have. And we originally got that size when we first bought the house because there were only 2 of us living here. And we managed to only ever have that much trash, even through having children. So I'm just kind of frugal about what I throw away and where I put it. But large boxes do not fit in the recycling cans. I can put cardboard and I can put like bottles and cans and whatnot. So we have a local place that we can take our cardboard recycling. But my van is full right now, so I couldn't take it in my van. So one of my mom's friends came over and she helped me with that. But basically, I like Amazon boxes, Chewy boxes, whatever we get, I just store them in my side yard until I have a bunch of them, and then I take them to recycling. But then with the rain, I wasn't taking them as often, so like I had a lot to take. So I'm really excited that got done. So my house is actually starting to look like people live here that take care of their house. I cleaned out the fridge today. Great thing about the green waste bin is that when you fill up your garbage can, if it's food waste, you can throw that in the green waste bins. So, you know, bonus. Because I swear every time my mom comes over, my garbage can gets full, which it wasn't her fault today. It's not really her fault ever. It's my trash. She's just helping me take it out. And we just tend to find more trash when she comes over. So we did fill up the garbage can, and then I had to start filling up the other cans more. But garbage day was yesterday. So now I have like an entire week that I have to wait to try to find places to put everything. I don't know. So we did go through a clothes bin that was outside that had clothes that were my husband's. I had packed those up after he passed last year, and I put them in like not a Rubbermaid, but like, you know, the plastic totes. It was this great big one. And so I had them out there, and I thought that since there were no holes in the top of it, that it wasn't going to get water. But not only did it get condensation, like it was wet. Like during the rain, it was very wet. So unfortunately, a lot of the things got mold. And it probably would have come out, but he really like wore things until they couldn't be worn anymore. So a lot of the things I just had to say, you know, this is threadbare. I got to get rid of it. We were able to salvage quite a few things, and some of the kids' favorite shirts of his. So I'm going to launder those and either save them for the girls. They can wear them. They can turn them into quilts. We might turn them into stuffed animals. I don't know. We're quite crafty in this house. So we will turn it into a positive. And then my mom also helped me with getting a new vacuum. I have a bunch of vacuums here. That was another thing he liked to kind of collect. He liked to get inexpensive vacuums, but then they kind of didn't work. And we literally only have 2 rooms in our house that have carpet. So for vacuums to not work on the 2 rooms that have carpet is a little frustrating. But we invested in a very nice vacuum, and we already tried it out, and we filled that too. So it's good though, because now we know we're getting rid of those allergens that are so inconvenient to my breathing. It is what it is. Let's see. I see a comment. Hi, Tara. My van actually still has all the stuff that I got from you last month. So, because I have to make room in one of the rooms so that we can bring this stuff in. So that's why I couldn't take my own cardboards. What can you do? I feel like my nose is running, but I don't know. We are officially done with our CAASPP testing. That is the California state standardized testing for children that are in my children's ages, grades, whatever. So I'm super excited that that's finished. This is for us, this testing starts in the 3rd grade, and I think they said it goes 3rd to 9th grade. I think that's what they told us. It's 3rd to 9th grade, and then they don't have to take it anymore. Maybe it's only 8th grade. I don't remember. But, you know, because then when they get to high school, they're doing like PSATs and SATs and whatever. Well, my youngest was in the 3rd grade in 2020, and my oldest was in the 5th grade in 2020. And because of where we live, we went into a shelter in place March 11th in 2020. Ironically, I remember that because it's the day before my oldest's birthday. So it kind of threw a wrench in things. Maybe I have it wrong. Maybe it was March 13th. Maybe it was the day after, because like we had a bowling party. But for schools, they ended up canceling the state testing. Like we just didn't do it at all. They just did not have a way to do it. So my youngest got like a break. She didn't have to do it the first year. And then of course my oldest was cool. She's like, good. But 5th grade is also when they do a physical fitness test for the kids. And apparently way back then, as homeschoolers, we were allowed to do it at home. So like I could just take her somewhere, have her run the mile. She had to do like a certain amount of sit-ups and push-ups and whatever. They did not make us do that because our parks were closed, because, you know, close the parks. And then let's see. And then in 2021 and 2022, we were still very remote for things in our area, and they were taking their state testing at home, which was a whole thing because they had to have like the teacher watching them through the computer. It's a little creepy if you ask me, but it was very secure. Like they're really good about that. This year was the first year my youngest ever took the test on site. And to top it off, they're 5th and 7th grade. So they both have to do physical fitness tests this year. So we got the state testing out of the way. They did really good. I was very concerned about test anxiety, but our advisor was proctoring and she said they did great. It was fantastic. We're going to go in next week because now they're doing the physical fitness tests at the schools so the teachers can sign off on it. While we were at the school during the state testing, we kind of watched what they were doing for the physical fitness tests, and they really are doing such an amazing thing. It looks like a field day event that they had different stations set up for each of the things that you have to do. It's just very relaxed and fun. And so the kids were actually really excited. One of the moms and I were talking about the whole like test anxiety thing. I never had test anxiety in school. I did really well on tests. I liked to test. I thought testing was super fun. You don't have homework with a test. So I liked it. I always did well. I did not like physical fitness tests. Even when I got into high school and I was in very good shape, and I did well on the physical fitness tests in general, I don't like running. I just don't. I've never liked running. The mile is just torture for me. So we were kind of joking a little about like childhood trauma, and that is just a big slice of childhood trauma for me was physical fitness tests. But my kids don't appear to be anxious about this. So I'm looking forward to that. We're gonna get that done next week. And then we are so close to the end of our school year. So we're all excited about that. Normally in February, I start looking at curriculum for the next school year. And I have been so crazy. I have not even begun to look at curriculum. we've been doing a lot of work with their math tutors, and I have a lot of plans for the next couple months, because even though our school year ends at the end of May, we're going to be homeschooling all through summer to really just work on that math and those math skills. So my advisor called me today to kind of go over some things, just as an extra phone call about the testing and about the math. And I said, I'm going to be coming to you in like July when I have to buy curriculum about what to do for these girls, because we gotta get them square. So yeah. So, if there's homeschool moms out there that use a particular curriculum, I will be looking at 8th grade math curriculum next year. So possibly like a pre-algebra kind of a thing, as long as we get her caught up to where she needs to be. Otherwise, it's just a whole lot of extra review until we get where we need to be. Benefits of homeschooling: they don't get forced through the system. It's a nice thing in many ways. So I'm only 16 minutes in and I'm done with the home and the homeschool updates. Yay. So I was talking to my mom. I've been doing a lot of talking to a lot of different people about my lives. And part of the reason that I do the live is because my business coach tells me that I have to. Because it helps a small business, putting ourselves out there into the social media world. It shows you that I'm a real person, that I'm human. I'm not a big corporation that's got 15 vacation homes. I'm doing the work. So it gives me that, human touch kind of thing. Another reason that I go live, I don't like being on camera. I'm not going to lie. I don't like being on camera. It's a lot for me. But I do love talking. So one of the things that I've looked forward to this year with going live is the fact that I do work from home. I do homeschool my kids. We have been doing more out of the house this year than the last 3 years. But a lot of my friends are also busy moms, whether they're working full time or they also homeschool their kids or whatever is going on in anyone's situation. It's not that easy to just hang out sometimes. And I have friends that have kids that are already done with school. And I have some friends that their kids haven't even started school yet and they're my age. And I'm like, girl, what you waiting for? So there's a wide range of people. And I can't always just hang out with them the way that I want to hang out with them because I'm not a teenager anymore. So part of the live is just me getting to talk to the little red dot on my camera. And sometimes people comment and I get to respond. And sometimes no one comments and I just talk to myself for a while. That's okay. I'm all right with it. But I have been looking at accountability. Let's call it accountability for myself. I had all these great plans. Last year, over the course of the year, I had made all these plans for myself, what I wanted to do with my business, with my house, with all the aspects of what makes up the world of Heidi. And I haven't really stayed accountable to myself on a lot of that. And that's a little frustrating because my business is me. Like my business would not exist without me doing it. But also my household is me. My household doesn't function unless I'm doing the things. And I know that, like I've talked about, that I want to get healthier and there's just a lot of different things. And I keep kind of dropping the ball. And there are, obviously, if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that there are extenuating circumstances, and people say it's normal for me to drop the ball right now with everything going on. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the grace that people give me. But I started working when I was 16. And by the time I was 20, I was working a full-time job and at least a part-time job. And I did that for over 20 years. I'm a hard worker. And it's not that I don't think I deserve to have free time or me time or whatever, but I deserve better for myself to do the things I say I'm going to do. If not for the other people in my life, like for my kids, then at least for myself. So I did a lot of soul searching and note making and all of the things. And I really just wanted to be able to say that I'm going to do something and actually do it. So those are my business notes, is that moving forward, what to expect this month at least, because we are we're more than halfway through. We're more than halfway through now. Is that I will be doing some limited releases, limited blog posts, and you may have noticed that my social media has dropped back a bit. I really felt like I was spending a lot of time doing all these things, prepping it, writing it, putting it out onto social media. And I appreciate every single person that is commenting and responding and interacting. But there's just, I don't want to seem ungrateful and say it's not enough because for the people that are commenting and interacting and all of that, I appreciate it. I am forever grateful. But for my business, from a business perspective, it's not translating into what is going to financially support myself and my kids. So I had to take stock in that. So I am going to pull back a little, which probably sounds strange to most people. Like if you feel like you need to make more money, you need to make more things, which is true. But I tend to get so caught up in the ideas that I fall short on the follow through. So if I'm going to talk about accountability, I'm going to be very, very blunt about it, and I'm going to own my own nonsense. So I do need to step back, and I need to stop creating social media for things that I haven't done yet, because that's basically what I've been doing. Is the t-shirts I do have, I'm able to make those. But I want to get back to sewing. I've said that at least a dozen times over the last month. And I haven't been able to get back to sewing because I'm thinking about meal planning and I'm thinking about creating content. And so a lot of my note taking had to do with how do I incorporate creating content by doing the things I already need to do. Because those are the things that people seem to be interested in. The cook with me videos, the meal prep videos, the nail videos, I can see in my stats, those do well on YouTube. They actually do better than my live videos. So I really, in my notes and my brainstorming, I'm like, a lot of that stuff is things that I need to do anyway. I have to make food for myself and my kids. I have to clean the house for myself and my kids. I mean, I guess I don't have to, but that's a whole nother trauma that we're not going to dig into. So my focus for the next few months is going to be creating content based on what I'm already doing around my house and around my business. And I'll talk about that moving forward. The other thing this month specifically is that I will be going through my in-stock items. So things that I have made that were previously in my Stuff and Junk or Wicked Widow shops. I keep saying that I'm going to go through that stuff. I bring the bins out, I put them back in the shed. I bring them out, I put them back in the shed. So part of the accountability of making new content is going to also be getting through those stock items, getting them back on the website, and either they will be a one and done kind of item, or some of them might be reorderable if I still can get the fabrics or the materials or whatever that entails. So I have given myself a goal of before the end of the month that I go through at least one of the bins of in-stock items so that I can start getting those onto the website, because from a money-making perspective, they're not doing me any good in the shed. And people like those things. I've sold them for years, which is why I had extra stock in them. So those by the end of the month, which is why I have to pull back from the t-shirts, because I can't make that content and go through the stock at the same time. Believe it or not. And then moving forward, what to expect in May, based on what I will be doing this month, is going to be, I've talked about FlyLady before. If you have never heard of FlyLady, it is, it's a woman who, it's hard to explain, I guess, right now, because my brain is going 15 different directions. But it's kind of like a website to help people that struggle with organized cleaning. Let's call it organized cleaning. There's got to be a better way to explain it, but that's where that's the train line that I'm riding right now. So she breaks down your home cleaning into zones. I forgot to grab this paper before I started. I don't think I wrote down the zones. No, I didn't write down the zones. But it's 5 zones, and it's like a few days for a couple of areas, and then it's like a whole week for 3 areas. But the idea is that it's not cleaning your entire house every single week. It's focusing on certain areas of your house during certain times of the month. And then there are things you do like every day or whatever. Like obviously I got to vacuum and sweep more times than just once a month. So part of the accountability is going to be that I will be doing the FlyLady cleaning, the zones in the time frames that she suggests to do them. And what she suggests is like, I believe that zone 1 is like your porch. My porch is very small and I don't keep anything on it. And my mom just actually cleaned the porch, so I'm cool. But like that's like 1 or 2 days basically to do. But the accountability part is that I will be recording myself doing these. It's like 10 to I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep saying 10, 15 to 30 minutes of a cleaning of an area. Now I can't talk at all. So I will record myself cleaning the areas according to the zones for 15 to 30 minutes. I record that. And then at the end of the week, my oldest is going to help me with turning that into like one video, 5 days worth of work into one video. And then there's also, as far as FlyLady, she does pick a habit of the month. So I'm going to incorporate that not only into the videos, but also into my blog posts. Because I don't know, I feel like people aren't reading the blog because it's really just me doing the same thing I do on the live. I'm just brain dumping and telling you guys my thoughts on things. And sometimes maybe it's funny or it's helpful, but sometimes my brain actually is empty of helpful thoughts. We'll say that much. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the monthly habit, and like the first Monday of the month, I will introduce it on the blog. And then the second Monday of the month, I will talk about something to do with it. I think for April, it's making your bed. So like the rest of the month, I have every intention of making my bed every day, which I don't do. Come at me in the comments. I don't care. I'm just going to sleep in my bed later. So I've never been like, oh, I should make my bed. Sometimes I do, just not regularly. So anyway, so that's going to be the thing, is making my bed. And May, because I have it in front of me, so it's like May movement or something like that. But it talks about getting up and moving around an extra 15 minutes a day, every single day in the month of May. So that'll be things that I talk about in my blogs. It won't necessarily be every single week that I talk only about the FlyLady habit of the month, or how I incorporate it into my own lifestyle or whatever. Sometimes there will be breaks in that. Like in July, there are 5 Mondays. And so like I have something planned for the week of my birthday. I can't remember what it like starts on, like the 17th. It's like Monday the 17th or something. So I have like ideas written down that far in advance for that, and it won't have anything to do with FlyLady. That'll be something completely different and fun. So that will be the blog schedule. Is the blog schedule will coincide with the FlyLady habits of the month. And then the YouTube schedule, my oldest was laughing at me because she is not sure if I'm going to be able to do this, but I'm going to try. And we'll try it for a little while and we'll see what works. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But the point of it is for me to be held accountable to do the things that I say that I'm doing. So the goal will be for recorded content to be posted at least 4 days a week, 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 5 days. I had to count. 5 days a week of pre-recorded content. Wednesdays I will continue to go live, and then Sundays I will do like every other week of recorded content. I will possibly add a live every once in a while. We'll see. What I would like to do is for these Wednesday live videos to change more to a like Q&A, where people can ask me questions about my business or home ownership or homeschooling or whatever you have questions about. And then I can answer it either that night or the following week if I have to like think about it really hard. Sometimes I think really hard, but I'd like to do something more like a Q&A on Wednesdays, and either that or possibly do some sort of like a live sale on Wednesdays. Not every Wednesday. It would be like one a month where I can show you things that maybe are one-offs or a sample that I made that I did for myself and I'm not going to sell it anywhere else. Something like that. So Tara says, you got this. FlyLady is good. Clutterbug. Yeah. I read the Clutterbug book. And what does this say? Yeah, make your bed, do your dishes. One of my friends, Heather, had suggested Clutterbug, and that was like I was in tears, eye-opening kind of stuff with that. And I think my mom has been listening to Clutterbug. Cass, I think is her name. On YouTube. I haven't listened to her on YouTube, but yeah, that book was huge for me. And it helped me be a little bit more assertive about how, like moving forward, how I do things, because I used to just let people tell me that I was messy and then tell me how to clean things. And I couldn't keep up because the way they did it was not the way that my brain works at all. And so it really taught me a lot of discipline for myself to be able to tell people that's not going to work for me. Like the way you're doing that, I will never keep up on that. So I'm not going to go through the motions just to make you feel better and then have more work for myself, because that's just silly and it's going to make me angry, and nobody likes an angry Heidi. Nobody. And yes, making my bed, doing the dishes. Now, the thing about FlyLady, she has this whole thing about like you need to get dress to shoes and like the shine your sink before bed. And I am a total weirdo. I used to get really mad about the dressed to shoes thing because I'm at home and I'm like, why do I need to wear shoes? Or why do I have to wear shoes that tie, like that lace up? Because I am definitely like during the summer, I'm all about sandals. It is flip-flops for me and that is it. So I gave myself that grace and I said, I'm going to call that like a win. If I dress as if I needed to walk out of the door any minute, as long as I'm dressed in that way, I can have sandals on. And then ironically, after spending a couple of summers with my grandmother, who does get dressed to shoes every day and makes her bed every day, I did start putting shoes on that are closed-toed shoes. I still wear sandals in the summertime, but during the rest of the year, I do wear closed-toed shoes. I wear slip-ons though. You can't get me in shoes that tie, which is I do when I walk on my treadmill. I do that but then I'm out of them the rest of the day. I only wear them on the treadmill. So it's a thing. And the dishes thing, the shine your sink, in my head, and it's so random, and I'm sure that it will change as I start to keep up on things, but I like to, when I'm on my schedule and it's working really well, I get up at like 5 or 6 in the morning because I'm insane and I am both a daytime and a nighttime person. I get up, I drink my water, I take my vitamins, I walk on the treadmill, and then I get all dressed for the day and I come to the kitchen and I start to make my coffee and I make my breakfast. But it takes a few minutes for my coffee to brew and my breakfast to warm up. So I like having a few dishes in my sink because for some reason in my head, I think if I do those dishes while I'm waiting for my food, then I am checking something off my list the first thing in the day. It's the most insane thing that I've convinced myself is legit, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Because I've also like worked on a schedule with the kids where I'm like, after dinner, we need to be cleaning up. So I may just, if we start to really work that schedule, I may just be doing that in the evening, and then I'll have to find something else in the morning to check off my list first thing. I like lists and I like check marks. So like, as I go along, Mondays, the goal is to be posting cook with me videos. So it will be like, sometimes it might be meal prep. We all know if we've watched, Tara says, I get it, feel productive first thing. Yeah, I need like a little chore that's totally achievable first thing in the morning. You would think that would be walking, but I feel like walking is like selfish for me, whereas doing the dishes, I did something for everyone. It's weird. So we know I struggle with the meal prep thing, but I cook dinner. Lately I've been wishy-washy, but for a while I was cooking dinner every single night. So I'm like, I could just set up the camera and I could just record myself cooking dinner, which takes like, again, 15 to 30 minutes. And then that's a whole 30 to 45 minutes of content after you've got a week of it. So I'll be doing that. And then I figured, and then whatever our favorite meal is that week, I can add that recipe to my blog and say, or my Monday email and say, this was our favorite meal this week. So it's kind of rolling that content, my everyday things, into the content that I'm sharing with everyone, because I'm a human and I do things. On Tuesdays, it would be it would be sew with me videos. I talked about my obsession with patterns. I have an unhealthy obsession with fabric and patterns. So I want to start going through the digital patterns that I have, either printing them out or having them printed and making the things. I have patterns for everything from pin holders to, I don't know what's the most extravagant. Mostly it's just like clothes, I guess, or my PDF. I mean, my paper patterns that I purchased a long time ago, I have elaborate costumes and wedding gowns and formal wear and all kinds of stuff. The stuff I buy online is a little bit more everyday useful. But I'm going to go through those paper patterns too. I bought paper patterns last year when we went to the Dickens Fair, and I spent money on exquisite fabric, and then I ran out of time to make those. So those will be created this year, and they will get their whole own YouTube video of how crazy I am working again with lace and beads and organza. Ugh, I don't know what I was thinking. So Tuesdays will be sew with me, and it will be things that I don't normally sell in my own business. It'll just be like the fun sewing that I used to do a million years ago before I had kids, when I had a lot of time and no life. Thursdays will mostly be unboxing videos. I know I've really been slacking on the unboxings. Currently, we get Sketchbox, which is an art supply box, subscription box. For my oldest daughter, I do plan to continue that subscription into next school year. So that one I will be able to keep into the next year, at least until she gets bored with it. We are not going to keep our Kiwi subscription. Currently, we get 3 subscription boxes from Kiwi every month. The cooking one, I don't know, I think it's Atlas Crate. So it's like locations in the world. And then we get, I can't think of the other one. I think it's STEM. It's like building something. The kids haven't really loved those this year. They haven't been as overly excited about those. So next year, I think I'm going to go with a Mel Science subscription because I suck at science. I like science. I think it's fun, but I am not the mom. I'm not that homeschool mom that mummifies a chicken in her refrigerator. And that's a thing. I don't do the grand experiments. I don't do the things around the house. I think the most exciting thing that I do around the house is that we have a big white owl that lives in a tree in our backyard, and every once in a while it drops pellets into the backyard, and I'm like, let's dig through the needles and take apart the owl pellets. That's the limit. Yeah. So Mel Science is different kits that they just send me the experiment or whatever, and then I can watch my kids do it, and I don't have to think about putting it together. They will do the work for me. Fridays will be work with me. So it'll be a compilation of what I did during that week, which I think is huge for me because I do need that accountability. I do need to tell myself, you've got to set up the camera and you've got to actually make the things. So it won't be any tutorials. It won't be this is how you make it. It's just going to be me filling orders or making samples or whatever it is that I'm doing for my business during the week. That will be that. Saturdays will be the clean with me videos. So you'll get to see the different parts of my house and what I'm cleaning. That should be super fun, super fun. I don't have a very big house, so it really should be more clean than it is. But I think also when your house isn't very big, it's hard to find places for everything. So then there's that. And then Sundays, for now, I have it slated every other week. Those will be more of like a self-care Sunday kind of theme, because we all need to remember to do self-care, and I am not good at self-care. So for now, I will do my nail videos, because that's my little piece of self-care that I do for myself, which I have not done in a while. I don't know, maybe I'll record when my hair is getting dyed. That would be super fun, watching my hair turn colors. I will come up with some things for Sundays eventually, but I didn't want to make more work for myself when I was creating these schedules. What I wanted to do is take the things that I need to be doing already and then turning that into my business, because it is my business. Even, selling, whether I'm selling a shirt or selling a bag or selling a keychain, every part of my life is what actually goes into these products. So why not share it with you? And again, some people find it interesting. I know a lot of people like clean with me videos. I'm like, I don't understand watching a clean with me video, because I already know I have to clean. I don't want to watch somebody else clean. That doesn't seem like fun to me. But if you have fun watching me clean my house, cool beans. I'm here for you. I do the cook with me ones. I think are going to be fun, because I like to cook. I like to cook new things. This week, I made an Alfredo, a fettuccine Alfredo. If you're a friend of mine in real life, you already saw posts on social media, because I don't have to do hashtags and research when I post to personal. I can just say, this is what I made for dinner tonight. And people are like, go Heidi, you're the bomb. So the kids wanted fettuccine Alfredo. I did not have Alfredo sauce or any of the ingredients to make Alfredo sauce. But years ago, my dad made Alfredo sauce out of cauliflower. And I did have the things to make a cauliflower Alfredo sauce, which is so random because I don't even really like cauliflower. But I happen to have a cauliflower in my refrigerator because my father-in-law brought it over. So I found 3 recipes online. I really wanted to use my Instant Pot. I did not want to have to cook the cauliflower, drain the cauliflower, blah, 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 blah. And then some of the recipes I had most of the ingredients, but I didn't have all of the ingredients for every single recipe. So I took the common denominators from each one. I threw them in the Instant Pot. I put in a bunch of other stuff that I was like, this sounds good. And I made sauce. And then I had to use the blender, which why do they make blenders so hard to clean? That, come on. I rarely use my blender because I don't like cleaning my blender. That's lazy, I know, but it's what I do. But I did use the blender, and I don't know. It was okay. Cauliflower Alfredo sauce is the texture is not exactly creamy like Alfredo sauce. It has kind of a grittiness to it. I guess I could have just kept pureeing it until forever, but I pureed that for a long time. But it just has a little grittiness to it. But the kids loved it. I'm always shocked at that the things that I'm I don't know. And they're like, this is the greatest thing you've ever made. I'm like, okay, whatever. So that's, yeah. So sometimes I'm going to share recipes that I'm like, I threw this together and my kids loved it and I was blah about it. But if you want to try to shove it in your kid's face, cool beans. Cool beans apparently is my word of the night, I guess. So yeah, I was going to try to not go for a full hour and here we are at 7:50. I like to talk. It's all about that filibuster. So, yeah, I was hoping 7 o'clock, like it would be a little quieter. But my neighbors have been very quiet, very, very quiet. So yeah, that is about it. The only other thing that I will be doing as I start posting more of the new content in May and in June. So in June, you won't be watching me clean my own house. You're going to be watching me clean my grandmother's house. So I'll have to ask her if I have permission. I know she won't care about me cooking because she likes it when I cook. But the cleaning of the house, I have to ask my dad and my grandma if they're okay with me filming small sections of the house, and I'll clean it. Or I will come up with something else. But I do plan to bring sewing supplies with me, so I will be able to still do the sew with me for like pattern. It's kind of like pattern testing, even though the patterns have already been tested. It's just me showing you that I'm making patterns, not making patterns, making products from, making items from patterns. Oy. I'm getting to that point. I really wanted a soda and I don't have soda. I might have soda. I don't have cold soda. And my ice machine's not plugged in because I don't really drink soda and so I don't need ice. I don't know. It's a weird, weird world. As I start putting more content out, I will start putting more things. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I'll be looking for more feedback about what people are interested in. I can see certain stats behind the scenes on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, my own website. There are a lot of things that I can see as far as like traffic. I can see how long people are watching videos. I can't see individual information. Like I'm not weird like that. I don't know, like, unless you're commenting, I don't know if you're watching. And I don't know like who subscribes and all of that. All I can see is like, it says, okay, you had 4 people watch your video and they stayed on and watched for like 20 minutes. Cool, cool. So I can see things like that and I can sort of gauge what people will find interesting, and what they're not finding interesting. And then I can kind of change things up from there. But I will start putting out surveys and things like that in emails, on social media, and even here on YouTube. If you subscribe to the channel, YouTube is doing a lot right now. They're trying to come up, and now I can put like posts on YouTube. I can do surveys. I will do some shorts, little short form video. My youngest keeps laughing at me because she thinks my shorts and my TikToks and my reels are just horrible. I don't disagree with her. They're probably pretty bad, but whatever. My feelings don't get hurt that easily, thankfully. So I am going to wrap it up, just because we are getting close to 8 o'clock and my mom says she doesn't watch the whole video because I talk too long. It is what it is. And I'm fine with that. It's totally fine. So I do want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like or a thumbs up, follow or subscribe, and comment with #live or #replay. All of these interactions not only help to push the video out to more people that would enjoy them, They help me know what content you are enjoying the most as well. And I will talk to you next week. And let me go into my phone. I have so many things open in front of me right now. I have my old phone that is showing me my Facebook feed. I have my iPad that is showing me my YouTube feed and my script. And then I have my new phone, my current phone, that is showing me the stream that I have to wait for it to load and then I can end it. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.